Don't give up. We've heard from the time we were children that being a happy kid is important. Unfortunately, I think many things come together to make a child unhappy. When I grew up, if I wasn't always cheerful and upbeat, people wanted to know why I'd gotten up on the wrong side of the bed. I could never really understand that because I don't think any of the beds I slept in were anywhere except up against a wall. There was only one way out of it. As a child, you don't understand and are influenced by so many factors around you, particularly your family. Whether out of pure cussedness or total inattention, they make an impression on us. Teachers and friends are included in that group, especially when it comes time for peer pressure to kick in strongly about the preteen age. It just seemed pretty hopeless. As an adult, you have full control over what influences you allow into your life. I realize that if your friends, coworkers, and relatives are part of a noxious group, it is going to be difficult to get away from their influence. But you can get stronger, and you can substitute antidotes for their wearing and tearing down of your good opinion of yourself. One problem I had was, I didn't know how to say no. I had a problem with boundaries. I used to practice saying no while looking at the bathroom mirror. I think it might sound silly, but somehow it helped me. I began to feel like I had more control over my life. These are small tricks that I have done over time. I stopped answering my phone. If someone accused me of screening my calls, I would tell them with all honesty that was exactly what I was doing. That's when I realized they wanted immediate access to me. Phooey on that. I continued to screen my calls and would answer them when I had time. Eventually, they found better things to do. Of course, many of these people also believed that I could be doing nothing more important than waiting for their call. It took me a while. Going deaf is helping, as I can't hear the phone ring anymore. I do make an exception for my husband, and if I realize that he has called me, I will return his call right away. It took a very long time for me to realize there was nobody else to blame for any problems I had except for me. It also took a long time for me to realize that if I kept encountering a similar problem over and over again, the answer lay not in any other direction than myself. The question I learned to ask myself was, okay, so what do I need to learn from this? It was also interesting to discover that there is no one-answer-fits-all solution to things like that. It's like going into psychotherapy. You and your therapist zero in on the one most important thing that is causing your pain. There are eventually going to be 25 steps to solving the thing. It's also like one of those Russian dolls who nest inside each other. Answer one thing, and something else that needs attention pops up. Another thing I am doing right now that is proving a bit difficult is an attraction to social media. I do not live on Facebook, and normally only post something when I have a video I've just made. I belong to other social media accounts, but don't go there as a normal rule. I have them because I've been told they are imperative for writers to get the word out. I have them, but I am still resisting, having not quite decided that I really need to plunge a lot of energy into them. It is more important for me to write. I decided the other day not to watch the news anymore. If something important has happened, I'll get the news from my husband or a neighbor. Another thing I realized is that there are no failures. People worldwide will comment on other people's progress and are quick to pass judgment, leading off with, well, that was a failure. Failures are only steps in the right direction. Yes, sure, it took me 200 attempts to quit smoking, but it wasn't until I realized after I had quit that I saw each and every attempt I made as one of those steps to success. I am also considering the first activities I do when I get up to be more important than I had thought. For a time, I was taking a deep breath and thinking good thoughts as I awakened. For instance, I might say, "It's a wonderful day," whether it was good weather or not. Unfortunately, as the winter months are starting, it is a little harder to get out of bed. It is not impossible, but I do grab my socks and slippers before I stand up. Yes, you can succeed in one fell swoop, but the more common process of a successful life, business, or plan is taking small steps, one step at a time, in the direction of your own choosing. Just don't give up. Thanks so much for listening and watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to Just Passing Through to help this channel grow. Written by Pauline Evanosky in Northern California on a chilly November day.